Hi, I'm Rick Conlow. I'm glad you're here. We're going to talk about 10 reasons companies fail to improve their customer experience. And just a little background, my business partner and I, Doug Watsabaugh, formed our business 19 years ago. WCW Partners, we're a global management training and consulting company. What we really do is coach managers and executives in organizations to achieve their strategy, particularly related to sales, customer experience, leadership effectiveness, and really it's about execution, executing whatever that strategy is brilliantly. So we've worked with close to 100 companies in this area. So these comments come from our experience and then the research that we've done, and much of it is included in our book called Superstar Leadership. So let's start with this point here. It's called the Joe Harry Window, and it's really two guys who put this together, behavioral scientists, and their first name is Joe and Harry, and they named this, but what they observed in organizations as well as people, but in this case for people, is that they have blind spots. There's certain things they know about themselves, or a company knows about itself, and there's some things it just doesn't know. And these blind spots, or even the hidden potential, becomes the opportunity to improve. But what we've seen in company time and time again, and the managers inside those companies, is they don't want to look. They don't want to be honest about themselves enough to say what's going on in the market as compared to what we're doing. What do our customers want compared to what we're doing? And what do we have to change? Instead, there's 10 things that get in their way that causes that to happen. And number one is ignorance is bliss. We can't tell you how many times that executives and people in organizations know what they know, but they don't know what they don't know. And so that ignorance, and I don't mean they're ignorant people, but they're unwilling to learn. And because of that, they're unwilling to change, to be able to do what needs to be done to take care of their customer. They have vision about what they want to do. I remember one large retailer that we were working with, their vision was be the best in customer service. And we did a pilot with them, and what they were trying to do in 4 or 5 years, we got done in 4 months, greatly improved results, but were unwilling to make that transition across the whole organization because they didn't want to do what it takes to make it happen. They didn't really believe in it. They had the vision, but didn't have that vitality to back it up to be able to do what had to be done. And then, the panacea approach. One thing, we changed this strategy, one new product. One company we worked with every year was the new product that was going to turn them around and get them more customers. Well, it never worked. Frontline fanatics reminds me of an airline that I used to fly quite often, and I really got disgusted with them and wrote a letter to the management and complained. And I got a note back from them saying, well, we have a new training program for our frontline employees, and that's going to make the difference. Well, they missed it. They thought it was all about the agents and the stewards and stewardesses. It was about the management. They were the problem. In fact, research says from Deming and Duran and Crosby, the gurus of quality and service, that 85 to 95% of all service quality problems are management related, not the front line. And then number 5, do it all, have it all. One customer I was on a phone conference was trying to get in there. We seemed to have good rapport, and then they said, we have 100 new initiatives to take care of our customer. Well, I could just imagine in the meetings, the management hearing what those initiatives are, those in the field who are responsible for operational execution, just slinking in their chairs, knowing that there's no way they could do it all. And then number 6, I am a rock and I am an island. In other words, we don't need anybody's help. We know what our customers want. We can get it done. We have the answers. Came across an organization. They were $6 billion in size, and they wanted to improve intense competition. They were losing 3 to 4% every year for the last 3 years, and they didn't need any help to get better. They were going to do it themselves. That's kind of what the president said. Well, guess what happened? Sure, the president got fired, and they kept losing 3 to 4%, and they got bought out. And then some companies think that it's the training that's the issue, number 7. Training is going to do it all. Train people to be better at customer service. Train our leaders to better understand. Well, training may be part of the solution. It certainly isn't the complete solution. So that gets in the way. And then this is a big one. I have this in bold, as well as I have vision and vitality, and I am a rock and I am an island in bold. Those I put in bold because we hear those so often. But technology today is it. One company is just in time, get the product to the customer. And while that's a good thing, they forgot that they were running over their people in the process. And so they were creating destruction in the employee ranks, depression and frustration and anxiety by what they were doing to get this thing out there as quick as they could. They didn't realize that employee satisfaction leads to customer satisfaction. Employee loyalty leads to customer loyalty. And then the tool chest mentality. And that's just having a variety of different things, from assessments to new software to new hardware to a training program to some new measurement. We've seen it all. And thinking that's going to do it. They got all these little things, and we'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, rather than having a very thought-provoking understanding of what the customers need, what the employees need, and doing it in a level of teamwork. And then number 10 derails probably most all of these things, and that's the perils of poor execution. You know what happens in organizations. I'm sure in your career, this has happened to you time and time again. Your company has a strategy, they roll it out, things get going. Maybe you're even doing well at it, and then boom, they get off that, and now they got another one. They roll it out, and then boom, and then they forget. It's always the program of the month. And so what needs to be executed isn't executed fully. There isn't the follow-up and the reinforcement that's needed. 10 reasons why companies fail. Pick and choose. Execution, of course, is in bold, meaning that happens often as well. Which of these have you seen happen in your company? Which of these maybe have you been guilty of? Now, the thing of it is, when these things happen, and if we're not honest enough and having the integrity to actually look at this in terms of what we need to do honestly, it costs us big money. There's a huge bottom line impact. I saw one research by Forrester that said the average impact on companies is $280 million. We did an example here of a $7 billion company by not doing well, and the numbers are all there. I don't have to go into it, but it goes by the research, and I use 3 different research reports there to give you an example of what the impact could be. But the average gain on the growth of the organization would be 3%. Now keep in mind, at this time, most companies are growing about 2%. So that would be above what the market is doing. But that's on top of what they're already doing. So on that $7 billion company, it's $210 million impact conservatively in terms of doing a better job. And what is it that doing a better job? A thorough understanding and analysis of where our leaders, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses. Because leadership engagement leads to employee engagement. Employee engagement leads to customer engagements. Some companies understand it. They know that the research, as I show here, and I'm not going to go into all of them, but Harvard, TARP, PIMS database, Bain, ACSI, multiple sources of data showing that if you lead the market, one of the best in customer service, it has tremendous impact on your sales, your revenue, and your potential profitability. Our own clients, we have found, outperform 15 to 20%, those who they compete against. We've helped our organizations win 48 quality awards. So there's a bottom line impact to understanding. And there are some companies, as you see, that are service superstars. Look them up. You can look at the data. ACSI is one place to take a look at. Nordstroms and Amazon, JetBlue, Disney, Wegman's, Apple. They get it done and have done it consistently. Could they be better at service? Sure, they're not perfect. The difference is it's not about perfection. It's about commitment. That's what makes the difference. One of the key things we talk about in our book is what the leaders do, because leaders set the tone, as I've already said a couple of times already. They make the difference. And so our leadership model, and one of the key ingredients is having continuous improvement in service and quality, no matter what your level is in the organization, whether you're in IT or whether you're in sales or the customer service area or in human resources. You've got to have that kind of customer focus. So we tie all these together to be able to show leaders how they can get fast and sustainable results as they work with their people. Well, I appreciate you taking time here, and I just want you to know I have this dream that soars on golden wings. I visualize your achievements and your legacy that sings. I do not know all about your awesome goals or your persistent efforts to raise the bar. I only know you can be the best, a superstar. And keep this in mind. All the points I talked about here can impact the whole organization, or it can impact your own work area in terms of what you do and how you serve your customers. You take care now, and I'll see you real soon.